Hello, and welcome to this short webinar on how to complete the electric service logbook for BMW. My name is Sumin, and I'm a Opus IVS 360 technical support for BMW vehicle. Opus IVS, the division of Opus Group, helps independent workshop repair the most complex vehicle fast with diagnostic, programming, and live repair guidance from OE brand-specific master technicians. Opus IVS has support center worldwide, including United States, United Kingdom, and here in Melbourne, Australia. So let's begin. If you have any question during the webinar, please put your question on the Q&A section on the top of the toolbar or maybe in the bottom in the screen. End of the webinar, I will answer all those questions. All right. What I can see from our customers, when the late model BMW comes into the workshop, people get panic. First, don't know what service item is due and don't know how to update the history on the vehicle. So after this webinar, you will be pretty confident about doing the service on the late model BMW, including Mini. So what I will do on this webinar, I will have a look at the service procedure and I will compare with the dealership service procedure and independent workshop service procedure. So let's have a look for start. So independent workshop. The customer will realize the service is due by looking at the instrument cluster warning message. It can be red, means overdue, or it can be yellow, means it's due. So once the customer realizes the service is due, then the customer will call the workshop and will make a booking. So in the dealership, it's a little bit different. Even before the customer realizes the service is due, it will come up on the dealer network. So they will contact the customer or they will send a message directly to the vehicle through the connected drive. So connected drive is big part of the service now. And this is like a phone contract. So when they buy the car, brand new car, it comes with 2 years contract or 3 years contract. So in that 3 years, they are getting message directly from BMW, and there is a few more services as well. Again, this is like a phone service, phone contract. Every year, the customer need to pay $100 for the minimum package, and the highest package will be around $500 per year. So that's how it works in the dealership and independent workshop before the car comes into the workshop. So now the car came into the workshop, and in the dealership, they will use the key reader. So this key reader will read out the key information, which is all about what service is due and what service item need to be replaced. We don't need to be panic because we don't have key reader. You still can go into service requirement, which is in the iDrive, and that service requirement is exactly same as the key reader. Please have a look at the picture on the right-hand bottom corner. That's the screen for the service requirement. As you can see, they all green okay. That means the service is not due. Some of them, you will see the red triangle. That means those service item is overdue. And some of them will be yellow triangle. That means it's just due. Even if the service items got a green okay, still it's good to have a look when is the due. If the service is due in about 3 months, we can still recommend to the customer do the service as well. That's what the dealer is doing. So we can prevent the customers coming back in about 2 months for another service. All right, so once we check the service item, we will give the time and the cost to the customer and we will do the service. After the service done, that's the stage of updating the history to BMW server. The dealership, they do exactly the same thing. They do the update for the service history to the BMW server first before they transfer into the vehicle. So the way we need to do is a little bit different. So the BMW, they are using ESP Next. So that's the dealer-only software. what we have after sales online system. So that's for the independent workshop. It's different system, but the way we do is exactly same. Create the history and update the history into BMW server. I will go more detail on how you can do the updates on this server, but this time we will have a look at the process only. So after the service history is updated on the BMW server, then the dealership will transfer the history into the vehicle. So this is very important. So the scan tool, the dealer tool itself, doesn't have the capability of creating the history. All the dealer tool is doing, transferring the history from the server into the vehicle. I still remember when I was in the dealership, the workshop was having issue with internet. So we was able to do the programming and coding, diagnostic, everything, but we was not able to transfer the service history into the vehicle because there was a network issue between the server and the scan tool. So we was calling every single customer after a few days only for the service history transfer. So that's what the dealer is doing. In the independent workshop, so yes, we can update the history. So service update is no problem at all, but there is no way we can transfer the history into the vehicle with aftermarket scan tool. But what we can do, you can create the history with Opus IVS, and you can directly write the history into the vehicle. So there is no connection between our scan tool and the server, but you can still update the history with the tool itself. Even without having the scan tool in your workshop, still it's extremely important updating the service history into after sales online system. I will give you an example. Let's say you had a customer, you're maintaining the car for 7 years. And once the customer decide to sell the car, the customer will try to get all the history into the vehicle because there will be obviously better price with a good history. In that case, the customer can go back to BMW and get small service done, for example, vehicle check. When dealership is transferring history into the vehicle, what they will do, they will transfer the complete history into the vehicle, which is including your service as well. So as long as you're maintaining the history, you keep updating the history on BMW server, your history is safe. And anytime it can be transferred into the vehicle. So that's how the system works. And let's have a look how you can update the history on after sales online system. All right, so this is BMW after sales online system website. You can see the address for the website on the left-hand side. And first, you need to register your company under this website. These days, whenever you try to register your company on any other website, it will be instant authorization. So as long as you're filling up all the requirement information, you will get the authorization straight away and you can log into the website straight away. But this website is a little bit different. When you fill up all the information, your company information, and when you send the request form to the BMW, there is a person manually checking all the information and it will give the authorization. Usually it takes about 2 days. If there is a missing information, they will send the email back to you to provide more information for the registration. Once you register your company, then you can log into the website and you can click the cashier icon, which you can see on the right-hand side. After you click the icon, then you will see the screen change and you can click the start button in the bottom. And this is the actual screen for the service history. Most of BMW information system, you only need to put last 7 of the VIN number. But this one, you need to put full VIN number, which is the 70 digit. You can also use the key reader if you have. After put the full chassis number, now you can see the vehicle information. When you see the left-hand side toolbar, there's quite a lot of information you can check. You can also check for technical campaigns, whether there is an open technical campaign or not. You can have a look at that as well. All right, so we need to click the create new entry in the service history. But when you see that right next to the button, you can see create new entry in the repair history. So this is also very important. So this after sales online system is a bit like a cloud system. All the information about service, all the information about history will be saved on the BMW server forever. So it's very good system. You not only for updating, you can check the history. You can also check the repair history on this same website. So when you click the new entry, then you see the service item is coming out. And you need to tick the box for the service, which you did. And you need to press the click entry button. Before you press this click entry button, you need to double check and triple check, because once you create a history, you can't delete it. The same thing in the dealership. If the service advisor, the mistake when it's creating the history, they also need to contact the head office, and it takes few days. So this is extremely important. Before you click the entry button, we need to make sure there is no missing service item or there is no mistake when you're ticking the boxes. After you press the create entry button, then you will see this printout report. So this is something you can print it out and give it to the customer. That's all about updating history on BMW server. As you can see, this is nice and easy, and there's not much things you need to worry about when you're doing this, but only one thing: once you write the history, you can't delete it. All right, so let's have a look at the ticket price. There is two different types of ticket. One is only for information research, and the second one is for all other information as well. So only for information research, you only can pay by month or year. But the other one, which is the basic, you can pay for 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, or a month. And the 1 year subscription is nearly $6,000. It's quite expensive. So let's have a look what you can use for which ticket. The first of all, which is good thing, service update is free. You don't need to pay anything. I think that's a good thing about BMW system. I know all other brand, even for the service update, you need to pay for the ticket, but BMW after sales online system, as long as you register your company, you don't need to pay anything for the service update. If you pay for the information only, then you can use information research and obviously service update as well. If you pay the full amount of money, which is $6,000 per year, then you can use all other information. But have a look this. This is after sales online system Korea. So, in Australia, the pass-through is not available, but some country they do. And that case, they also have ESTA and ESTA-P, which is diagnostic dealer software and the dealer programming. They are paying same amount of money. They are also paying about $6,000. We are also paying about $6,000, but in Australia, we don't have capability for the diagnostic and the programming. So for me, there is no point paying $6,000 in Australia for full service because it's not including the programming and diagnostic anyway. So it's better find some other tool can do this kind of job rather than spending $6,000 per year for this full description. But again, the the service information and the key reader as well is for free. You don't need to pay anything. So let's have a look how you can update the history with the Drive Pro. First, we need to enter service information, date, mileage, and the name, and the dealer type. So this name, I put Opus IVS, that will be on the iDrive. So the customer actually see the company name on the iDrive, which looks very professional. And we need to select service item, and you will see the full list of the service. We will select engine oil service this time, and we need to put the condition of the service. So you can select carried out on time, or we can also select the carried out overdue. You can put more items, or we can finish the service information. So see, this is the record preview. That's what you can give to the customer. So you can print this thing out and you can give it to the customer. You can see the company name on the top. And this is also very important. When I was putting the service information, engine oil service, I put it down, carried out on time. That's why you can see the green OK. If the service was overdue, then you will see the exclamation mark. And if the service was carried out late, then you will see the yellow OK. That is what the customer will see on the iDrive screen. So can you see the BMW 08728? So that number is the dealer code. If you can see those 5-digit numbers or 4-digit numbers, that means the service is being carried out in the dealership. But if you use the Drive Pro, then you will see the company name on exactly same spot. And same thing, yellow OK means carried out a little bit late. Green means on time, exclamation mark means it was overdue.